Well, everyone, I was planning on filming my next book review video here for you tonight, but I came across this, oh man, this big old box of books, and thought it would be kind of interesting looking through them with you guys. As I've said in previous videos, uh, in my town, there is a sort of a book barn, they call it, at the local recycle depot, where it's a take or leave it for books, and it's all for free. You can grab what you want, leave what you want. And I check it out maybe once or twice a week. It's usually nothing of note there, or it's in really bad condition. So I don't usually get much, but every once in a while I get surprised and I find some pretty awesome stuff there. And came across this books and opened it up, and it's full of these old science fiction magazines. Now, I've never read any of these kinds of magazines before. I've only sort of recently started reading more short stories, science fiction novellas and stuff like that. And these never were really on my radar, but it's a big box of free science fiction books. So figured it'd be kind of interesting to look through. There's got to be like 60, 80 in here. So we're not going to look at all of them. I just figured I'd go through, and any that sort of catch my attention, I'll share with you. But I don't know what I'm going to do with all of these things. There's so many of them, and or when I'm going to get around to reading them, since I have so much other stuff I need to read. But it might be fun doing a short story every once in a while and doing some short stories reviews. I know there's going to be probably a lot of authors I've never heard of in these things, but I am sure they are all amazing in their own way. But I'm very sort of limited still in my knowledge of science fiction authors. So this might be a really good way to sort of broaden my horizons on them. Big all-star issue, thrilling science fiction. What do we got? Harlan Ellison, Vengeance of Galaxy 5. Robert Heinlein. Robert Silverberg. Yes. Ben Bova. That one might be pretty interesting. We got some UFO alien saucers attacking some World War II planes, it looks like. But that Harlan Ellison, I might have to check out. I've only read some of his short story stuff, and I Have No Mouth, Yet I Must Scream. So I think his most sort of well-known one. I have that in one of my other anthologies that I picked up. Actually, from an hardcover anthology I got from this book barn, and it had volumes 1 and 2 of the Hugo winners for novellas and short stories, and I think it was in that one. So that was a cool find, I thought. Got another Isaac Asimov science fiction magazine, 1979, some Tanith Lee, Bishop, Clayton, weird little alien dude watching a giant sun rise up. Analog science fiction, some Hollow Victory by Timothy Zahn. I've never read actually any Timothy Zahn outside of his Star Wars novels. I've seen his sort of other science fiction books here and there, but I just haven't had the urge to read any of his stuff. I do love all his Star Wars stuff that he's written. As I'm a big Star Wars geek, but might be fun reading some of his short story stuff. If you got any Timothy Zahn novels that you want to recommend, please just put them in the comments. I'll be sure to look into them. I'm always looking for, recommendations and everything like that. So if you've got your favorite Zahn outside of the Star Wars books, let me know. Or if you just want to talk about how much you love his Star Wars stuff, so I'm fine with that too. Cool little cover on this Isaac Asimov science fiction magazine. I just love the sort of art styles and the colors and everything like them. And most of these seem to be in pretty decent condition. Some of them are a little warped, but I just love looking at, Dreams, Barry B. Longyear. I just love sort of the art that's you can find in these things. Just that classic retro science fiction art might be fun, just going through it just for that fact. Fantasy and science fiction. All right, cover, but it's got Asimov, James Blish, it looks like, in there, some Malzberg. I wonder what the Blish is. The Art of the Sneeze. Okay. Can't say I've heard that one. Connie Willis. All right. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely don't think I'll get around to reading all of them, but who knows? Maybe I'll do some special episodes every once in a while about where I might, grab one at random. I didn't even look at the cover of this one. Isaac Asimov, science fiction again. Pretty cool cover, I think. Weird jellyfish thing doing something to that space lady, um, but yeah, maybe I'll pick one at random and read some short stories out of it and just sort of review my favorite. Galaxy magazines. Looks like it's got some of the Courts of Chaos in this one. I know they break up over issues, some of the longer stories. So I wonder if I have a complete set of some of the longer stories at least. I don't know. They seem to be all over the place, but I'm sure that's fine. Oh, this one. This was sitting right on the top when I opened the box, and it was one of the first ones I sort of flipped through, another Isaac Asimov science fiction magazine. But it's Winter 1977. And I thought the cover was cool, but flipping through, I noticed he had, let's see if I can find it. He had a review on the newly released Star Wars movie, A New Hope. And I thought it was kind of cool to have something that they went to an advanced screening of A New Hope and did this review on it. And they don't usually do movie reviews, it sounds like. And but was such this groundbreaking science fiction sort of thing, never before seen, that they had added in the magazine. And so I thought it was a cool thing to just find in it. And I was like, yep, this is for me. Some science fiction analog, The Visitors, Clifford D. Simek. It's interesting space station picking up that guy something from an old farmhouse. Haven't read any Simek yet. I do have some of his Simek stuff, or some of Simek's stuff. I might have read some of his short stories in some of those other anthologies I have, but I don't know. Oh yeah, science fiction analog, The Eyes of Amber by Joanne D. Vinci. I have read this one before in one of those collections I have, and I thought it was a really great story. And oh yeah, there's hopefully you could see that the cover's a little blown out, but weird little bug lady talking to her satellite. Pretty cool story. War and Peace, analog. Looks like it's just a special sort of collection of some of the longer stuff. These might be pretty worth reading. Oh, anthology, Titan, John Varley. Let's see if that cover comes up. It's kind of faded as well, but I really like Titan. I've read the Titan before. I need to finish the rest of the series. It was one of my favorite books from last year. I was kind of iffy at the beginning because it just seemed like right off the bat there was a lot of gratuitous sex in it, but I don't shy away from that stuff when I read, but it just seemed sort of unnecessary at the beginning, but it ended up being, yeah, a really amazing book. I really like the Titan ones, and so that's kind of cool having another analog writer's choice, volume 2, bigger collection. Got Asimov, To Be Continued by Robert Silverberg, Theodore Sturgeon again, Frank Herbert, C.L. Moore, The Bright Illusion. Yeah. Oh, there was a comic book hidden in here. What do we got? The Legion of Superheroes. Superboy and the Legion battle the Moby Dick of space. Check out that green space whale fighting Superman. What is this? I don't know anything about Superman. Pretty much. This might be a pretty interesting read. Nice little bonus. Science fiction analog. Another Timothy Zahn, Return to the Fold. Lighter side analog, wild and whimsical tales from the leading science fiction magazine. Oh no, that robot's going to slip on a banana peel. It's such weird stuff, the art and the pictures and stuff, but I love it. A couple of these Galaxy magazines. Another Roger Zelensky and just Fred Pohl. I guess they couldn't fit Frederik Pohl on the cover, but Cornell. Joel Hadman, Power Complex. Worlds of If. Got a kind of sexy cover on that one, hey? But Pierce Anthony, Larry Eisenberg, Lester Del Rey. Another Worlds of If, Leigh Brackett, The Ginger Star. I've seen that one around here and there. Yeah, a lot of them, I don't know. There's just so many in here with a lot of authors I don't recognize, but I don't know what's good, what's bad. Whoa, this one, 1992, Isaac Asimov. Looks like he's got himself drawn in on that cover there. Some crazy psychedelic space thing going on. New Foundation novella. Connie Willis, Pat Cadigan, Thomas M. Dish. What Pat Cadigan's in here? Oh, okay. 50 Ways to Improve Your Orgasm is Pat Cadigan's. Not what I was expecting, but all right. Oh, repeat. Funky Robot Dude's back. More Galaxy. Frank Herbert, The Dosati Experiment. Cornell again. Spider Robinson. I like Spider Robinson stuff. I started picking up some of their stuff recently. Frederik Pohl, Gateways, part of the Gateway. Yeah, I don't think I got any sort of the complete sets broken up over these that I could see. But still good for all the short story stuff. John Varley. A lot of Spider Robinson in these galaxies, it looks like. Larry Niven. Another galaxy. Frank Herbert, Project 40. I think Project 40 is the precursor to his Hellstrom's Hive. And I'm about to read that Hellstrom's Hive book. So this might be pretty cool to read. Part 1, yeah. I might have to look into finding a set of that or finding it standalone because yeah, I'm about to read Hellstrom's Hive, and I think Project 40 is his sort of the prequel to that. If you guys know, let me know, or if I'm mistaken. Bob Shaw, Orbitsville Galaxy. These Galaxy ones are pretty cool. The Glitch by James Blish. Joe Haldeman. I have the novel for Orbitsville already by Bob Shaw, but we got some Ursula K. Le Guin in this one, Fred Pohl and Kornbluth, Ted Sturgeon, Bob Shaw, little wizard guy. Oh, I didn't even notice the people getting crucified, but what's this Ursula K. Le Guin in this one? The Day Before the Revolution. All right. That'll be cool. Another analog writer's choice. Ugh, losing it. We got Camp, Dixon, Del Rey, Simak, Harrison. Yeah. I don't know. So yeah, kind of fun looking through them all. As I said, like I see these hundreds of these on the walls at some of the used bookstores I go through, and I've never bothered picking them up because one, I don't know sort of what I'm looking for. Two, I don't know what most of the authors in them, who they are, or what their stories are like, and yeah, I never saw me having the time to sit down and read the short stories. But now that I got these, I got a couple ideas of some things I can maybe do with them. But we'll see. Maybe they'll pop up in the future. Thanks for coming by again in this weird little video. Who knows if I got anything out of it, but I just thought it would be fun sort of going through these books that I just happened to find. Always a treat when you get a big box of science fiction for free. So Let me know if you think there's any authors that's worth me reading. Any recommendations? I really do enjoy getting recommendations and discussing some of the books that I've enjoyed and everything. So let me know what you've enjoyed and any of these authors are your favorite, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.